NASCAR speed.
I like this impact. It's nice. That one looks terrible too. So I've already rebuilt all of the suspension previously, so I'm not gonna throw any of it away, of course. I mean, it's all brand new underneath here. And, I got a bird, hold on. Okay, here we go. So, now, whenever I drove this thing on Power Tour, everybody was like, whoa, this thing handles like it's on rails. Oh, that was almost throw up. I gotta get that out of my system.
Dylan, Lord, son. Okay.
Let me try that again. When we drove this car on Power Tour, I like to do this trick called the lane change. It's where you have to go from one lane to the next without hitting like the little reflectors in the lane in the middle. And it's kind of hard to do, especially in an old car. Now, this car was really good at it because it had basically no body roll. It would just go next lane, next lane. That's because this thing has a ginormous sway bar and super stiff shocks. They're just cheapo KYB gas adjust. They ride really great, but the problem is they ride really stiff. So at the expense of being able to do the lane change trick, this thing hit bumps like crazy. In the rear shocks, rear springs, bone stock. I didn't even take them out. So every time you hit a bump, especially if you're going on a turn, this thing would go over the front fine, but as soon as you went over the back, you could feel the back end kind of skirt and like wash out. It was bad. So the rear suspension never even got touched. I just never even said, you know what, forget it. I'm gonna just do that later. Later's now, except we're gonna get rid of all this and make it that much better.
Quality content.
The greatest thinkers of our generation. Me. So here's our order of operations. To get this cross member out, we will undo the shocks over here and over here. And then while we're there, we'll go ahead and unbolt the upper control arms here, here, over here somewhere, and over here. And then we will disconnect the roll pin, punch that out in the steering column. Good content. Oh, oh heck. No more good alignment. All that's out the door now. Hey Tony.
Yep.
Could you grab the 3/4 inch wrench? I can't get this all the way off.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. All right. Okay. Woo. You good?
I'm good. Are you good?
Yeah.
Good.
It wasn't balanced that well. Whoops. Oopsie doopsie. All right. Here we go. Woo. It's a lot of work. But our cross member's out. And look at all this room we got. Now we can hop up in there. We'll get the torsion bars the rest of the way out. I don't have a slide hammer or anything to knock them out backwards like you're supposed to. So I just had to leave them in there like that. Now we have room to clean up inside the firewall and the inner fenders and clean up our brake lines that I made a mess of, pull out the steering column, just start to get everything kind of sorted out and ready for QA1. Man, I'm out of breath. That was a lot of work. Okay, making some room, making some progress. I have removed these brake lines here. Brake booster's about ready to go. On the inside, just did a little bit of small work. Got the seat out of the way. Look at all this trash. Look at this garbage. This is bad. And we're going to fix a lot of this stuff. But I've got the brake booster unbolted, and we're going to pull the steering column. I don't know what the deal is with this thing, but it sounds terrible. Back when I got this car running and driving for Power Tour, I had a lot of issues with actually using the power steering. It would not center back up, and you physically had to turn the wheel to make it center, and it was bad. It was pretty bad. So the steering was not great. It didn't feel like power steering. It felt like manual steering, except also it wouldn't, I don't know, it's like a bearing or something just locked up in there. The steering column might be toast. We might have to do something different. But, you know, we have to cut it anyway and modify it to, you know, go back into our QA1 setup. So, you know, we might have to find a different one, might have to find a better one. We'll see. But for right now, let's get this brake booster out. Out you go. Forever. There we go. Come on. Thank you. Thank you very much. Well, everything's basically torn out of the Charger for the front end at least. So we're gonna, you know, do some work and fix a few things. We've got the front suspension out completely, and you know, it's not bad. So we're gonna keep this and use it for another project in the future that you need to subscribe so you can see that, because all this is gonna go back to another vehicle. Now, from here on, we have to do a few cleanup measures here. We gotta get the engine bay sorted out, get the interior sorted out. But the main goal is to make this thing a running and driving vehicle, but actually a good running and driving vehicle. So the QA1 front suspension is going to handle basically 99% of all that. Then the rest of it, engine will handle the rest. So on top of that, we got to pull the rear end out. So we can do that next time we make a video on this car. So this is part 1. Make sure you subscribe and like this video so you can see part 2, because part 2 will be coming out very shortly. If you guys really like this video, you know, we can start really getting these things hammered out and make some more content. I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed filming it. Order your t-shirts, order your stickers, you know, make sure you like, subscribe, all that jazz, and I'll see you in the next one. Get my zero turn suspension working.